Sometimes there's some crazy weapon or shield or armor or something that just fills a massive function in a game, and sometimes, well, they kind of just exist. Hi folks, it's Falcon, and today on gameranx, 10 big video game items that were absolutely useless, part 2. Before we get going, obviously we did do a part 1. If you get through this list and you're interested in some more useless crap, we covered the Giant's Knife from Ocarina of Time, the Pendant from Dark Souls, Hetsu's Gift from Breath of the Wild, Final Fantasy VI's Shields, some stuff from Symphony of the Night, Baldur's Gate, Superman 64, which, let's be frank, everything's just useless in that game. I mean, there's some good stuff in it. I enjoy that video, despite how useless absolutely everything is. So let's get going. Starting off with number 10, the Dragon Crest Shield Talisman from Elden Ring. There is a lot of useless junk to collect in Elden Ring, but most of it's just like crafting fodder that's not very interesting to talk about. This talisman, on the other hand, is interesting because if you're just looking at it normally, it seems like it would be pretty useful. The effect is very straightforward, not complicated, reduces physical damage taken by 10%, which sounds handy, right? Like, that seems like you would want it. The problem is that it's not the only Dragon Crest Shield Talisman in the game. There's a +1 and a +2 variant, as well as a Dragon Crest Great Shield Talisman that's even better, and while it's outclassed, that doesn't automatically make it useless if you happen to find it earlier, but the problem is, I don't think anybody's gonna find this version of it before they find a better variant of it. So, for whatever reason, this version of the talisman, the least good version of it, is one of the hardest to get items in the game, and the only way to actually get it is to make some very careful jumps off the ledge to the side of the Bestial Sanctum. So you'll probably die multiple times trying to get down there. Either that or you're some kind of freak of nature, I don't know. Like, congrats on the ability to see into the future with no spice. But trying to get down here is hard, and your reward for all that trouble is just an item that you probably already got a better version of. Every other variant of this thing are in much more obvious, much easier to reach locations, and there's no point in going through all the trouble of jumping down these ledges to get this version. Now, it's not completely useless. It does serve a function, but you get it, right? You understand why it's basically useless when you get a better version of it with significantly less work and pain. And number 9 is Dragon Age Inquisition's Victim of Fashion amulet. While it sounds like it may at least be a relatable item, the usefulness of it, it can be made after finding a fragment of inadequate chainmail on a corpse on the Storm Coast. It gives you +1 to cunning, which is, handy, but it also gives you -100 in magic defense, melee defense, and ranged defense. The description is simple. It reads, an astoundingly bad idea. It's basically a joke item making fun of chainmail bikini costumes that show up in, like, fantasy novels. You know, like the kind of armor that's not actually protective against anything. It's basically a joke item, but that doesn't make it useful. And number 8 is The Simpsons Hit and Run's monorail car. This game has its fair share of bonus vehicles that are mostly in the game just for novelty's sake, but the worst of all of them is leaps and bounds better than the monorail car. Found in the second level of the game, you can actually climb up the monorail tracks and find the remains of the crashed train from Marge vs. the Monorail, and if you platform up to the front of the train, you can actually get in and drive it. Pretty much everything about it is bad. It has terrible stats, it's permanently damaged, and if you try to repair it can't be fixed. It's near impossible to drive it in a straight line because it's pretty much always drifting off to the right. Build up enough speed and this thing becomes nearly uncontrollable. Like, when you try to turn sharply, it's done. When a vehicle gets outclassed by a boxcar derby car, you know it's a piece of crap. And number 7 is Castlevania Symphony of the Night's Secret Boots. Just look at the name Secret Boots. It implies these things have some kind of special significance, and I guess they kind of do. Found in the underground caverns, these boots do one thing and one thing only. When you equip them, they increase Alucard's height slightly, like almost unnoticeable, but you are taller. It serves no purpose. It's not necessary to reach any certain areas. Doesn't have some other secret purpose. All it does is make you a near imperceptibly amount taller. Speedrunners have found some tricks that let them reach certain ledges using these things, but for the rest of us, they're worthless. They make no difference. They're just there to fill space in your inventory. And number 6 is the wooden shield from Bloodborne. Now, Elden Rings, Dark Souls, Demon Souls, these games are all about shields. I mean, yeah, you don't have to use them, but shields are a pretty essential part of these games if you're playing them like they were designed to be played. This is not the case in Bloodborne. They want you to play this game aggressive. None of the starting classes have a shield, at least right off, but the game still gives you one if you really want it. It's pathetic, it's easily broken, barely blocks incoming damage, and it can't really be upgraded or fortified. Also, you can't actually parry with it, so it's useless compared to other starting equipment. It's kind of a funny item if you want to do a challenge or something, but as a real, genuine item, big load of nothing. Like, the developers don't want you using it. Look at the description. A crude wooden shield used by the masses who have arisen to join the hunt. Shields are nice, but no if they engender passivity. They don't want you hiding behind a shield like a big coward in this game, and yeah, you just gotta get in there and start slashing. The DLC eventually added a much more effective shield compared to this one, so not every shield in the game is useless, but this one is. And number 5 is the Stone of Agony from Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Killing gold Skulltulas in Ocarina of Time can get you certain rewards. Some of them are handy like the wallet upgrades, but this thing, the Stone of Agony, not so much. For the low cost of 20 gold Skulltula tokens, you get an item that has the amazing effect of rumbling if you're close to a secret grotto entrance. That doesn't sound so useless, does it? It actually sounds kind of useful if you can't find the entrance to a secret grotto. But Nintendo 64 controllers, if you weren't around at the time, require some explanation here. In order to have it rumble, you had to insert a rumble pack into the controller. And if you didn't have one, you were out of luck, because the item doesn't do anything unless you have a rumble pack plugged into the controller, which is sold separately. Now, when they ported the game to GameCube, it worked fine, because the GameCube controller had a built-in rumble, but the Wii and Wii U ports of the game, they just disabled the rumble feature entirely, so the item did literally nothing. With the 3DS remake, they at least made it so that it would make a beep when you're close to a secret, so it still had some kind of purpose. But if you're playing this game on the Wii, then the Stone of Agony is just worthless. It does nothing. And number 4 is Silent Hill 3's gold and silver pipes. One of the first weapons you get in Silent Hill 3 is a steel pipe, and it's about as effective as you'd expect for bashing monsters. It does the job. If you go through the game a second time, you can unlock special gold and silver pipes, and they sound like they should be a lot better. Gold is valuable, and silver is, less valuable, but more valuable than steel. One would think these pipes might be more valuable, but actually no, they're exactly the same. Now, in terms of realism, that makes sense, but what really makes this ridiculous is how you get them. In the sewers, if you examine this random puddle of water, you get the option to throw your steel pipe into it, and when you do that, a sewer fairy will appear and ask you 3 questions. Did you drop the silver pipe? Did you drop the gold pipe? Did you drop this steel pipe? If you answer it truthfully, the fairy will reward you with all 3 of the pipes. If you examine, then you'll see some text saying the silver pipe is effective against vampires and werewolves, and the gold pipe can be sold for money. But there's no werewolves or vampires in the game and no place to sell items. So, alright, they're exactly the same as the standard steel pipe. They're just gold and silver in appearance, and that's it. It's a strange Easter egg. A lot of effort to get 2 items that are completely worthless, and also there's a sewer fairy. At number 3, Roopers from The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Most of the time, finding money in the games is good, but at least a few Zelda games, it can backfire on you. In some specific situations, you start collecting the regular unit of currency, the iconic rupee, you'll find a Rooper, which is even worse than being useless. It takes money away from you instead of giving you more. How this works? No idea. It's a video game mechanic. Whatever. But you just know that Link does not like these things. Like, look at his face when you pick it up. This guy somehow knows that these items steal his gold, so why pick them up? Just leave him alone. In Skyward Sword, these things are found during the digging minigame and another few specific spots, but they first appeared in 4 Swords, a co-op game that got released with A Link to the Past on Game Boy Advance. They were annoying then and they're annoying now. Yeah, at the end of the day, 10 rupees isn't a big loss, but still pretty annoying to find. I think the thing that bugs me most about them is just how. Why do you lose money when you pick these up? It's weird. I understand it's a game mechanic and some video game mechanics don't make any sense at all. We've made videos about that too, but it's weird. And number 2 in Balan Wonderland, the Box Fox. Now, Yuji Naka has been in the news lately for crimes against gaming, literal crimes and otherwise. And even though he's currently getting busted for insider trading, again, it's easy to forget that the previous crime he kind of almost got away with, which was Balan Wonderland. This is a bad platforming game. It's awkward, it's goofy, and so much about it just doesn't make sense from a design perspective. The basic idea of getting costumes that allow you to do different things is fine. I mean, that's kind of Mario's shtick since like NES. But the problem is that most of the costumes you get in this game suck. Like, look at these things. The quad cannon just fires in 4 directions and can't jump, or the ladder man who can make ladders appear. Like, what are these things? These are dumb. By far, though, the most worthless is the Box Fox. It's a fox that can turn into a box. That's it. Like, I wonder if one day he saw the Splatoon commercial and was like, Kid Squid? What else? What else rhymes with something? Box Fox. If that was all it did, it'd be worthless on its own, but it's actually worse than that. The box transforms into a box randomly, just whenever. You don't have control over it, so even if for some reason you wanted to control a box, you cannot. And finally, number 1's the poison mushroom from Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels. Mushrooms in Super Mario games are iconic power-ups and one of the most recognizable good things to get in gaming, but they do have a dark side. The poison mushroom doesn't show up much, but when it does, you're gonna want to avoid it at all costs because instead of healing Mario, it hurts him. They first appeared in the Japanese Super Mario Bros. 2, which is known as Lost Levels over here. This game was basically just a new set of levels for the original game, but with the difficulty turned up to maximum bullshit. Right from the start, you know it's gonna be trouble, because these slightly differently colored mushrooms appear and just kill you by touching them. In Super Mario All-Stars, they were given a bit of a makeover to make them more easy to notice. Now they're a sinister shade of purple, so they're easier to spot, but like still dangerous to deal with. It's only appeared sporadically since then though. It showed up in Super Mario 3D Land and Mario Maker 2, but it's relatively rare in the Mario series. It's still a danger and one of the most iconic bad items in video games. Like, it's worse than useless. It kills you. And that's all for today. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. If you like this video, click like. If you're not subscribed, now's a great time to do so. We upload brand new videos every day of the week. Best way to see them first is, of course, a subscription, so click subscribe. Don't forget to enable all notifications, and as always, we thank you very much for watching this video. I'm Falcon. You can follow me on Twitter at Falcon the Hero, and we'll see you next time right here on gameranx.